That's great. That's fantastic. So it's gonna be like this tonight. You know what? At halftime, I'm gonna have to cut this off. At halftime, and we're gonna fix this. Every time, dude, every time with my network, bro. I get it. It was raining a little bit earlier. I get it. Oh my god. Every time it rains in this area, it's the same story. Network has problems. I hate this. Literally hate this. It's the same story every single time. And it gets annoying to watch happen over and over and over and over again. So yeah, we back, but again, if this happens again at halftime, I am going to have to ultimately at halftime I'm gonna have to go and deal with the network. See, when it rains in this area, it becomes a problem, bro. When it rains in this area, it becomes an actual issue. And it messes with the network. The weird part is it'll never tell me that the network is messed up. I'll be seeing the same thing over and over again. Like, oh, my network's working, everything's fine. I'm looking at the connection's excellent, and then all of a sudden, bam, connection's gone. And I don't know how that works. I got a feeling the Chiefs beat the Bills Sunday because they really need this game to keep the race against the West. Probably Chiefs probably gonna win on Sunday. Chiefs gonna win on Sunday, but even if they don't, they'll still beat the Bills in January. It's the same storyline every single time. Nobody's surprised. But yeah, Lamar Jackson looking like Lamar Jackson. That's why he's a member of the Elite Four. What I was saying as the stream cut off was that Lamar Jackson is looking like Lamar Jackson. That's great. The Elite Four, they're the Elite Four for a reason. They're the Elite Four for a reason. The Elite Four, they can miss time and come back and still play great. That's why the Bengals can still feel like they have a chance. All they're asking Joe Flacco to do is keep them alive. Keep them at 500 till January. Oh, that's a look at the poor tackling by the Ravens. You could have had him stuck. That was a poor play.
I'm not quite sure how to help you with that.
Alexa, silence. Nobody called you. Kyle Hamilton put the pressure on him. He nearly got to, but great blocking. But look at this. You got defenders right there. Somebody's got to go make that tackle. Somebody's got to go make that tackle. You've got a defender right in front of Kyle Hamilton. He's putting the pressure. You have two other defenders there, and nobody can make the tackle. Kyle Hamilton brought the pressure to slow down the running back, and you did slow down the player, excuse me, and you did nothing to stop it. Two defenders were there, and nobody helped them. 2nd and 3. And again, the Ravens' run defense right now is just not doing their jobs. No one even called for her. But yeah, the run defense has not been doing a good job today. The run defense has been problematic. The run defense has absolutely been problematic. But yeah, that's what I've been talking about. When you're a member of the Elite Four, your fan base doesn't have to worry about what you're going to do out there because we know how you're going to get it done. So all we need is for guys to hold it down for you. That's why for the Bengals, all they're asking Joe Flacco to do is keep them at 500. If Joe Flacco can keep the Bengals at a 500 record, I'm telling you right now, Joe Burrow will come back and he'll lead the charge to try to get them to the playoffs. When you have a member of the Elite Four, you're fine. Drake May has taken Burrow's spot in the Elite Four. That's not how it works. For God's sakes, guys, please stop saying these things. Please stop saying these things. Y'all do this every year. Please stop saying this thing. Y'all don't ever learn. Please stop saying these things. 2nd and 1. Play fake. Tua, he's going deep. He's got a wide open man. Flag on the play, but it's caught by Waddle. What's the flag for? This is going to be on the defense. Waddle was wide open. If this is on the Dolphins offense, it's going to be nasty. If this is on the Dolphins offense, it's going to be horrible. But I'm pretty sure it's on the Ravens defense. Yeah, this is on the defense. McDaniels is saying no. So that means he's saying we're declining the penalty. This is on the Ravens defense. And they're explaining it to Harbaugh. This is on the Ravens defense. I don't know if it was an offsides or a hold or an illegal man to the face. It's going to be on the defense. Are they going to call this illegal formation? Oh! Oh my God, they're gonna say this is an illegal chop block or something? What is this? Oh my God, a personal foul on the offense. Waddle was wide open and the play is taken off. They're gonna call a tripping call on Gordon. They're gonna call a tripping call on Gordon. Oh my God. I legitimately thought they were going to call this on the Ravens. I thought someone jumped off sides because I saw Mike Green coming off the edge. I thought it was Mike Green coming off the edge, and Gordon is heated. I don't blame him. I don't think he slipped. He slipped. That's not tripping. He slipped. He wasn't actively trying to trip him. If it's a trip, what happens is while he's slipping, he puts his arm up. That's a terrible call. That's a terrible call. He slipped. Usually when it's tripping, someone tries to put their leg up when they fall. If it's tripping, Gordon would have put his arm up to try to get him. Either way, Tua delivers a ball to Connor, but he's out of bounds. He doesn't get both feet in bounds. 3rd and 16. That's a terrible one. I don't blame him. Because that's not tripping. He slipped. He slipped, fell down. I didn't see him raise his arm to try to trip him. He just slipped and fell. He slipped and fell. The Ravens defense is getting away with robbery here because in back-to-back plays where this should have been the first down. But Connor just couldn't get both feet in bounds. That second foot was not in bounds. Oh my God. They called roughing. No, I've seen roughing the pass on the offensive player. They called tripping. I don't agree with that play call. That was not tripping. 3rd and 16. Here comes the pressure. Tua's got to get this out quickly here. And now they got to get the blocking, but they're not going to get the blocking, and the Dolphins are forced to punt the football. That's a terrible call. That's a terrible call. That's a terrible call. That wasn't tripping. Gordon slipped. He slipped. If it's tripping, then you get one or two things. If it's tripping, then the player falls, and as the defender's trying to run past him, the defender will put their leg up to try to trip them. Or in this situation, as Gordon slipped, he's like sideways. So he slipped, right? And he's like this. He's standing, Green's right here. So Green's right here trying to go forward. He slips, he's like this. So he slips, Gordon runs, not Gordon. He slips, Green runs into him and falls. That's not tripping. He slipped. He was like this. He slipped. If you're saying he's tripping, he would have put an arm up to try to get Green. That's a terrible call. That's not tripping. That's a terrible call. I don't agree with that call. You have to show me another replay. I don't agree with that call. I don't agree with that call. I don't agree with that call. I do not agree with that call. That was not the right call. I don't agree with that call. I don't agree with that call. Also, the Ravens defense is still making those mistakes because that should have been a first down inside the red zone for Waddle because defense just collapsed and left him wide open. And then, on the other play, that's just unfortunate. His other foot was out of bounds. You get some calls, you don't get some calls. It's part of the game. It is part of the game, but still, that's just not the right call. I get it's part of the game. You just got to play through it. But at the same time, like, damn, dude, as a fan watching this, I hate when we get wrong calls. I've always been fair about this. Even if it, helps and benefits my team, I want the game to be officiated the right way. And I want these calls to be accurate. I know they're not going to be perfect. They're going to miss some holding calls. They're going to make some bad calls. But as a fan, I feel like I have to point this out because I'm always trying to be objective. I want my team to win, of course, but I don't want us to be benefited by the refs. That's not a tripping call. That is not a tripping call. He was sliding. The blocker slid. The offensive player slid because Mike Green was coming off the edge. He was trying to cut back to stop Mike Green from coming off the edge because Mike Green was about to have a free release towards Tua. So he stopped. He tried to stop his momentum. He slipped while doing that and fell forward right where Mike Green was, and Mike Green runs into him. I don't think that's tripping. I just don't think that's tripping because he didn't intentionally do it. When you see those players that fall on the floor and then they raise up their leg, that's tripping to me. That's tripping. It's a tough job. Yes, it's absolutely a tough job because they're doing the best they can. But sometimes some of these calls that they make, you've seen other refs, they'll look at it. They know that's not tripping. It's not easy, but there's times where you just need to make the right call. And they put you out here because they trust you to make those calls. You gotta make those calls. It's not easy. It's never been an easy job. It's a thankless job because everybody always blames the refs for when their team loses, and everybody always curses out the refs when they feel things aren't going their way. So we know it's a thankless job. It's not an easy job, but there's times where you just have to, man. That's a terrible call. That's not tripping. It benefited my team, but it's not the right call. It should have been first down inside the red zone. Waddle made the play. That's a bad call. But you got to move forward. 1st and 10 here for the Ravens. They're going to fake the handoff here. Lamar's going to get sacked. Nothing there past that. I'm not going to lie. There was nothing there past that. The Dolphins defense gets a great stop and they tackle him there. The refs are never actually held accountable for their bad calls. Players are fined for criticizing them, but the refs aren't fined for making the call. Yeah, I mean, the refs are never going to be fined for making those calls. They're not going to do that. Refs don't get paid hourly. I mean, they get paid, but they don't get like an hourly pay or anything like that or benefits. But they do get paid for this. They're not doing this for free. These refs are not doing this for free. They get paid by the league. That's a 10-yard sack right there. So 2nd and 20 here for the Ravens now. I don't think he got that off in time. And they let Derrick Henry rush for like 14 of those yards. That was close. That was very close. They might have got that off in time, but that was very close to being a delay of game. Have the officials do press conferences? And never have them do press conferences, but they do. They come out afterwards and have them like, oh, our officials did mess up in these aspects. Sometimes a team loses because they're not as good, but the refs got to be impartial and as accurate as they can be. I mean, it is what it is. That's just how it goes sometimes, man. It's unfortunate, but that's just the game. 3rd down and 6. Lamar. Drop back here. Lamar's going deep. He's looking for Bateman. There's contact there. No flag on the play. Bateman was looking for a flag because he felt there's a flag now. But this might actually be on Bateman for berating the refs. I don't know about this. They're going to put it on Bateman for yelling at the ref. I'm pretty sure this is going to be on Bateman. I don't blame, but I need to take a look at this because I'm trying to see if was he held? Let me see. Eh. Oh, I know exactly what Bateman said. That, yeah. But what Bateman said will get you a technical in any basketball game. You can't say that to a ref. Oh yeah, that was definitely a penalty worth calling out, man. There was contact there. I will not lie to you. There was contact there, but at the same time, I don't think it was any contact that you could look at and say, oh yeah. Also, this is a great return here. This is a great return, but a flag on the play, this might be coming back. This might be coming back. So it's a great return, but this might be coming back. Because I saw what a penalty happened. So this might be coming back. I saw what a penalty happened. This may be coming back for the Dolphins. They're making a lot of mental mistakes right now. Ooh, never mind. It's on the kicking team. So they got this on Jackson. Never mind. Because I saw this here. This usually you get those calls for the receiving team on a hold, but they're going to say it's on the kicking team here. And there was a bit of a hold. I don't know if it's enough to consider it a holding call, but it was a bit of a hold. So I feel like you could at least make that because they kind of ultimately did fall there. But that's not a tripping call, man. I ain't gonna lie to you, man. That was an awful call. That Ravens call was horrible, so we can't complain. Yeah, I mean it's a bit of a soft call, but it is what it is. But that was a terrible tripping call. But let's get past that. 1st and 10 here. Tua's just gonna have to dirt the ball because there was pressure. Nobody was open at the time. He's going to have to dirt it. Incomplete pass. 2nd down and 10. Second down and 10 here. 8:45 left to go here in the first half. To win the shotgun here. They're going to motion again. Fakes a handoff. Fires across the middle. Where the hell is Tua throwing that? He's going for Waddle. It's way behind him and nearly gets picked. Tua. He just launched that thing. They're not on the same page, or that's just not a good throw. Look at this. He just saw Waddle and said, doop. It's just behind Waddle. Waddle can't make a play on that. It's behind Waddle on that play. If you hit him in stride, it's a first down. Tua. You know what? It's not even my quarterback. Let Dolphins fans handle that. But that was, he's open. He's running a slant. He's open across the middle. 3rd down and 10. Here we go, Tua. Deep drop back. Tua's going to fire it. It is caught, but Roquan makes the tackle right there. It's 4th down, and you got to kick a field goal here. If you're the Dolphins, you got to kick a field goal. You're not even close. You're not even close, and there's no reason to go for it on 4th and long. You got to kick it. There's a kicker. You got to kick a field. 4th to 6. 4th to 6, you got to kick a field goal. You at least make it a one-possession game if you can hit the field goal here. Tua looked so bad against the Browns. He did. But he is coming off of a 4-touchdown performance. His best game of the season against the Falcons. So they're hopeful he can keep that up. But right now, he's made a few errant throws. That should have been the first down. You had Waddle coming across the middle, and he just missed it. He threw it behind him. So you got to settle for a field goal here. 43-yard field goal. Oh, my goodness. That one hooked. He got it. It hooked back in. It started out left and hooked back in for the field goal. Field goal's good. The Dolphins get 3 points out of this. It's a 14-6 game with 7:57 left to go in the first half. As for Tua, I think he's feeling the concussions at this point. I don't think he's the same guy. That's not my call to make about that. I wouldn't know. It's possible, but I would have to leave that to the doctors to try to figure out that. So I am not an expert of that. I could, make an estimate or try to make an educated guess, but I'm not a professional, so I'm not gonna make the full-on assumptions there. But it's possible. I won't deny what you said. We've seen him actively get knocked unconscious on the field, and we saw what happened with his hands and his fingers. So I mean, he's definitely suffered brain damage. But I'm not. I don't know if I can fully put that together. But again, it is a fair statement to make, and that's a big part of why people over the last few years have been concerned with Tua, and there's been a few that have said he should just retire for the sake of his health. But Tua ultimately makes his choices and his decisions, and he's continued to play. So that's a decision he's made, and we just got to respect it. 14-6 game in Miami. Ay. Ay. The game is still here for the taking for both sides. Yo, keep it, Michael. Why? Why are you doing this to me? Why are you doing this to me? I didn't want to get into this, man. I'm not having a good week entertainment wise, dude. Why'd you gotta go and say that, Michael? I'm not having a good week, man. The Dodgers lost games 4 and 5. They're heading to Toronto to play game 6 tomorrow. Their chances of winning the championship is so low, and I'm not like I don't like what I've seen from my team. The Kingdom chapter just left me depressed because of what happened. Michael, you're not to tell me that, bro. The One Piece chapter was also depressing as well because of how connected we've gotten to rocks. But it's just like, dog, bro. Entertainment wise this week has been very depressing, man. Team ain't doing well. Some very, very troubling things are happening. In my two favorite mangas, it's just well, at least one is a flashback, so we already knew that happened. But the other is just like we didn't need to see that. I don't even know where we're going with this, man. You didn't need to bring that up, Michael, bro. You ain't gotta bring that up, man. I read it. I read it. I know what happened. You ain't gotta bring it up, bro. I ain't feeling so happy. Bills could be in the mix with Brian Thomas Jr. I hope so. Pay him what they want. Hey, man, adding another receiver to that core could be helpful. But more so, again, I look at your defense and I say that's where you guys definitely got to look to improve. Pacers are terrible right now, and it's depressing me with how close they were, and also I'm not a Thunder's fan. Well, I mean, there's no Tyrese Halliburton. You moved on from Turner. Things are gonna happen. I mean, you lost pieces in the offseason, and your best player is not playing. First down and 10 here for the Ravens. It's a 14-6 game here. You got Keaton Mitchell out there. Would love to give him a chance to run this ball. Lamar's just going to check it down to Mitchell. Mitchell's got the speed. He's going to split the two defenders. He's going to pick up about 8 yards, maybe 9. Second down coming up. Actually, I don't think it's about 9. It's probably going to be 7 or 8 yards. So, second down coming up here for the Ravens. Second down and 3. Obviously, Derrick Henry's in, so you're most likely going to hand it off here. Just got to get good blocking. They know you're going to run this here. Just got to get good blocking. Like I'm saying, right now, it's kind of a tough situation because teams know when Derrick Henry's on the field, the Ravens are going to run the ball. So they just collapse their defense. They load the box up when that happens. And then you look at when Derrick Henry's not on the field, all of a sudden it's like, okay, well, they're going to pass this ball. So now we got to back up into coverage to make sure we keep everything in front of us. So it's interesting. It's very interesting how things kind of work out. They're trying to work that mix. But it was a 2-yard gain here from Derrick Henry. They're going to line up and do it again. You're trying to play power football here. This is another situation where the offensive line has to show up here. The offensive line's just got to show up. There's Derrick Henry cutting it to the outside. Derrick Henry, he's short. Again, it's power football, and our offensive line is not doing a good job. We do got to use Keaton Mitchell a lot more. But this is a situation where it's power football, and our offensive line is not doing a good job. I'm not mad at the play call. I'm mad at the execution. We're not doing a good job blocking. Look at this. Yeah, that's not a bad play call. I know people will be getting on Monkey like, why would you, it's 3rd and 1 and you have Derrick Henry. You would want to run that football. We were doing that last year and it was successful, but we're not doing a good job blocking. This is where you got to look at the offensive line and say they got to do a better job of blocking to give Derrick Henry an opportunity. They haven't been doing that. So back-to-back drives where the Ravens are forced to punt. And again, that was very close. Oh, that would have been a great place to stop it. So yeah, offensively, again, I think Todd Monken is still trying to work with this mix here. I don't think it was a bad play call. Last year, we absolutely would have been sitting back and saying, yeah, 3rd and 1, hand the ball to Derrick Henry, pick up the first down. That's exactly what they did. But now the protection, the blocking hasn't been what it needs to be. That play call right there was fine. It's just the execution. We need the blockers to block, and they're not doing a good job blocking. Teams already know when Derrick Henry's on the field. I said this. When Derrick Henry's on the field, 8 times out of 10, we're running the ball. When he's off the field, 8 times out of 10, we're throwing the ball. So they know how we're doing this. I feel like it'd be better to kind of mix it up. On that 3rd down play, you know what would have been better? You fake the handoff on the end around for Lamar Jackson. You fake it, the handoff to Derrick Henry, end around for Lamar to go pick up the first down. We did that a few times last year and it was successful. I just feel like you've got to come up with something different here. Keaton might have got it there. He might have got the edge there. Possibly because you would have ran a different play. Because what would happen is on 3rd and 1, you put Lamar in the shotgun. You have Keaton Mitchell next to him. You hand him the ball. He can go vertical to get the edge. You might get it because they're not. If Derrick Henry's on the field, they expect us to hand the ball to Derrick Henry. When Derrick Henry's not on the field, they expect Lamar to be throwing it. On the 3rd and 1, you might have got that with Keaton Mitchell. If you have Lamar in the shotgun, he just hands the ball off. Keaton Mitchell can go get the edge. He's got the speed to do so. So it's that mix, man. Todd Monken still got to work on getting that mix, and they've got to integrate Keaton Mitchell into this. That's what they have to do. Their problem is right now is figuring out how to utilize Derrick Henry within the tone of the offense to where it's not so predictable when they're handing the ball off to him. Because they're trying to play power football, but they're not getting a lot with Derrick Henry because everyone knows you're running the ball with Derrick Henry. We're gonna load the box here. And the thing about it is, we're not really utilizing that quarterback zone read. We're not utilizing the zone read as much. We're not utilizing those quarterback, those designed quarterback runs. We're not seeing Lamar run some of those zone reads to try to catch the defense off guard. And I think we may have to start doing that. I'm not saying you got to do that today, but we got to start looking to do that. And my reason for saying this is when Derrick Henry's on the field nowadays, we're just using him as a power back and we're just handing him the ball. But you're going to have to mix things up here a little bit because you've got to be able to get things going. You've got to be able to confuse the defense. That's why you run that zone read there with Lamar and Derrick Henry. You fake it like you're going to hand it to Derrick Henry. Lamar can go up the middle for the first down. Or if Lamar reads it and he is able to collapse the defense and put attention on him, then Derrick Henry can get the look. But us just lining up every time and just handing it off to him, defenses are recognizing it, and it's problematic at times. So they have to do a better job. First down and 10 here for the Dolphins. 5:37 left to go here in the first half. Tua's going to hand the ball off here. And the Ravens are going to do a good job this time around of getting to a chance. Second down coming up here for the Dolphins. Keaton is a good downhill runner and outside runner. Henry's only got downhill and makes our offense too predictable. That's why you got to mix it up. You got to get some runs in there with Keaton Mitchell. You've got to try to disguise things and confuse the defense at times. That's what I'm saying. Some of those zone reads with Lamar Jackson, we could get back into those. And Kyle Hamilton's down, and I just hate life sometimes. I just hate life sometimes, bro. It's just not fun. I'm just hopeful that Buddy's dealing with a cramp. Just gonna hope it's a cramp. It's gotta be a cramp. Please just be a cramp. It's a cramp. Please just be a cramp. Ooh. He's gotta be okay, bro. He's getting off the field, but you can see some pain from him, and I have no idea what's going to happen with him moving forward. But there's no what's going on, John. There's no Kyle Hamilton out there. Someone stepped on his foot. Oh boy, and you can see him limping on the sidelines, and he's dealing with some pain right now. I hope he's okay. Second and 10. Flag on the play. What's the flag for? False start. Dolphins continue to make these mistakes. That's how you lose football games. They got to do a better job. They keep making these mistakes, man. Hey, Kyle Hamilton's back. So I guess someone seems like he's okay. I guess, like you said, someone stepped on his foot. He was feeling a little pain. He wasn't even out for a play. He went out. They didn't get to run the play because they called a false start, and now he's back in. So, hey, man, Kyle Hamilton's a warrior, bro. He's the second best player on this team. Second and 15 here. Tua. Quick toss. They need the blockers. And they got some. Ooh! That's got to be a flag. Did he get the collar? Or did he just tackle him with peel? Let me see this right here. That's not a horse collar. He didn't grab the jersey. That's not a horse collar. But did he touch the face mask? No, he didn't. I'm surprised. That's one of those rare tackles that's legal, but damn, you don't really see those type of tackles without it being a horse collar or at least making contact with a face mask. That's a legal tackle right there. Third down and 7 here. Empty backfield here for Tua. What now? Why did the Ravens call a timeout? What's going on, I'm Jalen. What's going on, man? My favorite scary movies? I don't really have a lot of favorite scary movies. I don't really have any favorite scary movies because it's not like I'm watching scary movies like that. Again, the Ravens called defense called a timeout. I don't know why. Um, well, the Ravens called timeout. I'm not saying the defense did, but someone called a timeout for the Ravens. Uh, Honestly, the Saw movies are always interesting. Say the Saw movies for one definitely are interesting. Definitely say the Saw movies are interesting. Um, the Michael Myers movie is always fun. I don't know. I'm not a real horror person. So my favorite movies would just have to be the Saw movies. 3rd and 7. Pressure's coming. Tua's got to get out quickly. It is caught. He's been targeting Waddle throughout the game. He's been targeting Waddle throughout the game. That is his main guy, and honestly, he's just got to do a better job. I think he's got to do a better job. Tua's got to do a little bit of a better job of putting it on Waddle. Even this throw right there, Waddle kind of had to settle in. Even that throw, but I still think it was an overall good throw. Pressure was coming, so it was a good throw given the fact that there was pressure in his face. First down here, play fake, Waddle again, and there goes Waddle. He's getting everything down, and they are taking him down. But look at this, bro. They're getting very close. Right now, Waddle is going off, and they got to figure out how to stop him. But Waddle is getting things going for the Dolphins offense. Again, they're moving the ball well. They just can't find the end zone right now. They're not, dude. They're never gonna get out of zone. They don't feel comfortable playing their corners one on one. And seeing how you're watching Jalen Waddle right now go off, I don't think they want to play man to man coverage because they don't trust whatever corner is going to be lined up against Waddle. They don't feel fully comfortable with that, which is why they're playing zone. And here comes a bit of an end around. And dude, they're getting a lot of these neck tackles. They got to be careful with that. A lot of these tackles, they're getting guys straight at the neck, and then you got Gordon that's down for the Dolphins right now. Some of these tackles are just dangerous, man. They got to be better. I don't like some of the tackles the Ravens are choosing here. Friday the 13th definitely should have been what I called. And I haven't seen Nightmare on Elm Street in a long time. That's why the one aspect that I can talk about for the most part is definitely the Saw movies because I usually watch those. But I don't really have a lot of scary movies that I watch. I don't really watch scary movies like that. I don't watch a lot of movies in general. What's with us tackling around the neck? I don't know why they're making these neck tackles right now. This is weird. Who's winning in a hypothetical fight, Michael Myers or Jason? I'll take Jason. We got an injury timeout right now for the Dolphins because Gordon, someone he landed on, he got his feet caught up. Someone landed on his feet or something. So, uh, Freddy Krueger would kill them both. Hey man, we've had the conversations about Freddy versus Jason. Nobody wants to watch the Raiders and Broncos on Thursday night football. Man, I don't know what it is, man. It's just every time the Thursday night football schedules is just always terrible. Nobody wants to watch that crap. Now, technically, no one should be watching this unless you're a fan of the teams. The Dolphins and Ravens are not good football teams right now, so this is not supposed to be a good game at all. You got two 2-win teams, a 2-5 and a 2-6 team. This isn't exactly a match made in heaven or a huge heavyweight fight. It's not really that. 2nd and 7 here. They're going to run this again. And look at the Ravens' run defense today. It's been terrible. The Ravens' run defense has been terrible. I can't wait to check the numbers because I want to see what H.N. has done in this first half. I mean, the Ravens' run defense has been atrocious. They can't stop the run. I mean, they literally can't stop the run. And it's not the Dolphins' offensive line isn't great, but they actively cannot. They're not even judging this way. H.N. is just watching the Ravens defense go to one side and saying, I'm just going to cut back to the other side because there's nobody that's actively reacting to what he's doing. 2-minute warning here in the first half. Ravens have been bending but not breaking. And again, this defense, they can't stop the run. Let me actually take a look at things. I'm interested in seeing this. I want to see. Matter of fact, I need to see. If you're the Dolphins, you want to kill this clock and make sure Lamar and the offense don't get the ball back before half. Because the Ravens do get the ball coming out of halftime, so you want to make sure you don't give them a chance. But we'll see how things go. Tua's playing well. There's just a couple errant throws that he's made. You just got to be careful there. You just got to be careful for the most part. H.N., honestly, it's not the worst in the world. H.N.'s got 47 rushing yards, but here's the problem. It's on 8 carries. He's averaging damn near 6 yards an attempt. He's averaging 6 yards an attempt. That's crazy. Malik Washington had 2 carries for 10 yards, so he's averaging 5 yards an attempt. And Ollie Gordon's had 2 carries for 6 yards. He's averaging 3 yards an attempt. So the Ravens have given up 63 rushing yards in the first half on 12 carries, giving up an average of 5.3 yards a carry. That's not a good thing. Waddle's doing his thing in the first half. H.N. is also doing this. H.N.'s beating them on the ground, and he's beating them in the receiving game. They just can't deal with H.N. right now. And that's the problem that they're having today. They have to do a better job in that aspect. But other than that, the Ravens, I'm not even going to lie, dude. Derrick Henry's got 30 rushing yards on 9 carries. That's not the worst in the world, given the circumstances. But they're just doing a good job in slowing down the run. I thought it was actually going to be a lot worse. Ooh, I should have talked about Sinners because I watched Sinners on Halloween last year and I did not mention that. I have not seen that though. All right. 2 minutes here. If you're the Dolphins, you got to be smart here. You want to score, but you don't want to go too quickly and give Lamar and the Ravens offense a chance to get the ball back and do something before halftime. So 1st and 10, Tua under center here. And they're going to start by running this ball. And the Ravens, in one of the few times they've actually done a decent job, they actually stopped the run here. So 2nd down coming up here. If you're the Dolphins, again, it's about running the clock. The Dolphins have to run the clock because the Ravens get the ball coming out of halftime. And I have no reason to give the ball back to Lamar and the offense with time. You don't want to do that. 2nd down and 9 here. Clock's going to tick. If you're at the 21-yard line, you pick up a 1st down, you'll be around the left. If you can pick up a 1st down, you could really kill this clock and make sure Baltimore does not get the ball, even if you don't score a touchdown here. But, of course, you want to finish this drive off, score a touchdown, and bring it to as close as possible for this game. 2nd and 9. They're going to hand the ball off here again, and the Ravens defense is going to still do a poor job in stopping the run. but they also did technically stop the run. And the Ravens are going to use their second timeout because they're trying to get the ball back here to give it to their offense, which I don't see that happening with that type of tackling effort. They can't stop the run. If I'm the Dolphins, guess what? I'm lining up again and I'm handing the ball off again because you guys have not shown me you can stop the run. I'm not putting the ball through the air. And if I'm going to put the ball in the air, it's straight up going to Waddle. And it's going to be a quick throw to Waddle. I would throw a wide receiver screen here. If I'm not handing the ball off to Achane, I'm throwing a wide receiver screen to Waddle because he's got the speed to go pick up 3 yards. Maybe even 2. I don't know what it is. 3rd and 2, 3rd and 3. I would hand the ball off to Achane because he's been cooking them. Or I'm running a wide receiver screen to Waddle because they can't stop Waddle. They can't stop Achane. So let's see what McDaniel's play. Well, let's see what the offense coordinator's player call is going to be. 3rd and 2. Again, I'm either running a wide receiver screen or I'm running the ball with Achane here. But they haven't been able to stop me. So let's see here. They're going to run this ball. And the Ravens defense makes the stop. I don't know. And now the Ravens get to call a timeout here. They're going to have a minute left. And the Dolphins are going to either choose to go for it on 4th down or they're going to have to kick a field goal. Honestly, you're the Dolphins. You're down 8. You're at the goal line. Worst case scenario, you don't get it. The Ravens get the football back anyway. I don't think you can continue to be conservative if you're the Dolphins. This is a playoff game, essentially, with your season on the line. Put the ball in the hands of Tua. You ran it on 3rd down because you were going to go for it on 4th down. If I see that damn kick, nope, they're going to go for it on 4th down. Settling for a field goal here is not going to solve anything. You got to go for this to try to tie this game up. It's an 8-point game. 4th and 2. Nobody's guarding that dude at the top of the screen, by the way. Humphrey, get to your position. I'm running something quick here. 4th and 2. Tua, something quick. Tua, what the hell was that? Tua! That's the worst throw of the season. He's done. No. Tua, what the hell was that throw? Oh, he's done. He's done in Miami. He's gone. He's done. There's no Tua. What was that throw? That was the worst. On 4th and 2. Who is he throwing this to? A fade to Achane. A fade to Achane was the selection? There's no... You run that type of play with Tyreek Hill. You don't run a fade to Achane? Oh, nah. I thought he just threw it up for no reason. They chose to run a fade on 4th and 2. You've got Waddle. Run a screen. Lamar's trying to buy time here. Lamar's going deep. He was throwing it to Andrews. Incomplete there. Oof. Ran into some of the coaching staff. Hopefully everybody's okay. 56 seconds left here. What in God's name was that? The pass selection was a fade to Achane, who's being guarded by Kyle Hamilton. I don't think on 4th and 2 when you have Waddle, why not run a? It's not my call. I just don't think that's the shot selection right there. That's not a good decision. I said shot select. That's not the play selection I would run there. That is disgusting work. 2nd down and 10 here. Lamar's going to take the snap. Lamar trying to buy time. Checks it down here to Justice Hill. And Hill's going to get tackled aggressively. And it's 3rd down here. Yeah, while Kyle Hamilton's on him too. That's crazy. Dolphins going to use their second timeout here because they got a chance to get the football back. And the Ravens can't pick up the 1st down here. Ravens ran it on they tried to throw it on 1st down. Andrews was covered. Everyone's getting covered right now. Good defense by the Dolphins on both 1st and 2nd down. Nobody's open. Lamar staying in the pocket, trying to find somebody. Nothing's there. And he just checks it down on 2nd down to Justice Hill. But nothing is there right now. So 3rd down here, if the Ravens, 3rd down and 5, if the Ravens don't pick up the 1st down, the Dolphins can call a timeout and try to get the football back. I don't know what that 4th down play was. A fade to Achane is not the selection I would choose. Ravens want to pick up this 3rd down here because you don't want to get the ball back with time left before halftime. So let's see what they do here on 3rd down. Can they pick up the 1st? Lamar fires. Bateman can't get out of a tackle, but a flag on the play. This is probably going to be on the offense, maybe in the legal formation or something. I think this is on the offense, a legal formation or something. If the Dolphins defense made a mistake, that's not going to be a good look for them. A legal shift, a legal formation or something. Yeah. Like I said, a legal motion or a legal shift, something like that. So there's 41 seconds left. The Dolphins keep their timeout, and now they have a chance to try to go put points up once again. That's a great punt by Stout. Oh, that's a great punt by Stout. And he's going to be stopped right there inside the 20. They got 30 seconds left, and they're going to have to go to distance. They've got 30 seconds left, and they're going to have to go to distance. That's a great punt by Stout. It went over to the returner's head. I guess he wasn't able to properly locate it. It went over his head. He had to go back to catch it. You lost 11 seconds on that. So now you got 30 seconds of timeout, and you're starting inside your own 20. So let's see what happens here. 1st and 10 at the 19-yard line, 30 seconds left. They're going to have to test the secondary, which has been doing a poor job so far. So let's see if Tua can get them into field goal range without making a mistake. The Ravens have been so poor running the ball. The Ravens have been so poor at stopping the run that A-Chan could just hand it off to him and he picks up a first down. 24 seconds left. That's their final timeout. They got to get in the field goal range. That's how you know the Ravens' run defense has been so bad. They actively said we can just hand the ball off to A-Chan and be fine with it. That is absolutely disgusting. They said we can hand it off to A-Chan and he's going to pick up a first down. The Ravens' run defense is so poor that they can't stop the run. I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. They can't stop the run. That's not a good look at all. They cannot stop the run. First and 10 here, 24 seconds left. They're at the 31-yard line. They need a good 25 yards to get into field goal range. Tua fakes the handoff. Tua's got time. He's got to check it down now, but there's nowhere to go. You just got to get out of bounds. 2nd down here. A-Chan picks up maybe 3. A-Chan is picking up the yardage both in the receiving game and the rushing game. This run defense can't stop the run, just piss poor trying to defend the run. That's why I say they need to focus on. You see that front seven being so light? They need to go get somebody for the D-line. That's EDC. Get somebody for the D-line. It's not just for the pass rushing unit. We're soft we're soft. We can't stop the run. Tua over the middle. That takes them to midfield, but there's 12 seconds left. They're going to have to hurry and try to spike this. Are they going to even have time to get into field goal range? You got 5 seconds left. Now it's 4 seconds. Now you got to take a Hail Mary. They don't have a chance to kick a field goal now, so you got to go for a Hail Mary if you're Tua. Again, you knew you had no timeouts. You've got to aim for the outsides. They're not going to kick a field goal from the 50-yard line. So with 4 seconds left, you just got to go for a Hail Mary. What's up with Monk's play call on the last series? You go talk to Monk in there. Well, you got to go for the Hail Mary here. 4 seconds left before halftime. Final play of the half. And Tua's... Okay, Tua. All right, Tua. Just take a knee then. Just take a knee! If you're not even going to try to throw it up, just take a knee. 1 second left. And I got things I got to go take care of first, so I'm definitely going to be back. All right, final play of the half. I don't even know if Tua is gonna try to attempt that, or if he's just gonna throw it out of bounds or just throw it quickly and see what happens. Final play of the half. Tua, does he even have the arm to go six? No, Tua's just gonna eat the sack. Tua's just gonna take the sack right there, and that's gonna end the first half. The Ravens are up 14-6. The Dolphins are booing them for that decision. That was not good. Ravens up 14-6 at halftime. The Ravens do receive the kickoff coming out of halftime, so we'll see what the Ravens offense can do in the second half. But the Ravens are up 14-6. We'll see what happens at the second half. But I gotta go take care of a few things, and we will be back for the second half of this game. So until then, Ravens up 14-6. I'll see you in the second half. All right. We back for the second half. Please tell me I got this here. Our O-line is trash. What else is new? Let's see. I'll have to charge this later. I'm not going upstairs. I'm gonna have you liquid detect. Oh, golly, I'm cocked. Gotta give you time, liquid detected. BS. But you know what? I'll take the safety. Oh, that was a weird kickoff. Get off me. Either way, Ravens back on the field. Offense looking to get things going. It's a 14-6 game. Offense got to get something going here in the second half. Past those 2 touchdown drives, they've punted the ball first. They punted the ball 4 times in the first half. 4 punts. 4 punts in the first half. We have to do a little bit better in executing here. And of course, there's an aspect of how they're utilizing Lamar here, which they're not trying to do too much here for his first game back. But you're going to have to take some chances here and get a little creative with the play calling here. Derrick Henry gets tackled immediately. They hand it off to him. Derrick Henry had some space, but that's a great play by Bradley Chubb, who just gets to Derrick Henry and stops him from going off for 10. That could have been a first down. That absolutely could have been a first down, and Bradley Chubb said no. But like I said, again, it's his first game back in over a month. You expect to see some wrinkles here and there for Lamar and the Ravens offense with him being back. So you're going to take those punches and hope you can get something going. 2nd down and 8 here for the Ravens. Lamar's going to take the snap. Lamar steps up, tosses it to Henry. Henry taking on 3 defenders and getting tackled right there. Interesting to see them actually pass the ball here. Our O-line is trash. Again, what is new with the Ravens here? 3rd down coming up here for the Ravens. Not a lot going on here for the offense. They're trying to get themselves going. Got to see if you can pick up this first down. Dolphins defense is doing a good job of not giving up much here and forcing the Ravens to be in these 3rd and long situations. 3rd down and 6 here. They're going to send some pressure. They are going to send some pressure here. They're sending 5. Lamar steps up in the pocket. He's going to take off. Lamar with the speed. Lamar picks up the first down. He's going to take it into midfield. First down, Ravens. Or take it to near midfield. Lamar utilizing his legs here to pick up the first down. Nothing was open. Lamar actually didn't take off once in the first half. He did technically have a carry because I think they faked the handoff and he chose to take it. But he didn't take off once in the first half. And you knew at some point they were going to try to get Lamar there. Got an injured player down for the Dolphins right now. Ooh. Yeah, Jones got stepped on. Hope he's okay. First down and 10 here for the Ravens. The player was able to get up and get off the field, so it seems like he's going to be okay. But first down here for the Ravens at the 49-yard line. Lamar's going to take the snap here on first down. Fires across the middle to Likely, and Likely's going to pick up another first down for the Ravens. They're going to move the chains once again. So the Ravens are going to now take this ball into Dolphins territory. First down, Ravens. Am I going to stream the Dodgers game tomorrow? I'm not even going to be here for that. I don't think I'm going to be here for that. So, no. And I'm not going to... I could not do that to myself. But I don't know if I'm going to be here for that tomorrow. First down and 10. Lamar. Quick toss here to Flowers. Flowers trying to break some tackles. Got to hold on to the ball there. And he's going to pick up a few yards here, maybe around 4 yards. Second down coming up here for the Ravens. Trying to get the ball in the hands of Zay Flowers here, trying to get him going as well. Second down and 7. Lamar in the shotgun here. Justice Hill to his side. Lamar's going to take the snap. He's going to have to check it down here because pressure's coming. And Justice Hill picks up the first down. And the Ravens pick up another first down and continue to move the chains. First and 10 here for the Ravens. Lamar's going to be under center this time. Play fake here. Lamar fires across the middle to Likely. Likely takes it inside the 15-yard line. Another first down here for the Ravens as they try to get themselves back in order here. Utilizing the play action here, you fake the handoff to Derrick Henry. Likely comes across the middle of the field. Lamar delivers it in time, and Likely takes it inside the 20. Ravens in the red zone now, looking to score once again. First down and 10 for the Ravens here on this drive. Likely's got 60 receiving yards, so a lot of y'all were asking for Isaiah Likely. Here he is. First down and 10 here for the Ravens at the 14-yard line. Lamar hands it to Keaton Mitchell. Keaton tries to use that speed off the edge, and Keaton's going to pick up about 5 yards here. Second down coming up here for the Ravens. Eight plays, 58 yards, 5 minutes taken off the clock right now on this drive. Let's see if the Ravens can finish this drive and punch this in to extend their lead. Second down here for the Ravens. Lamar in the shotgun here. He's going to take the snap. Looking towards his left. He's going to stand up, fires it to Flowers. Flowers breaks the tackle. Flowers jukes a man and takes it to the 4-yard line, but he is a yard short. So it's going to be third down and inches here. Or third and 1 here. Third and inches. Again, in this situation, I don't think it's a bad idea to run the ball when you have Derrick Henry, but it's about how they execute this. They're going to run a sneak here with Andrews, and they're going to pick up the first down because they love running the sneak. They love running the sneak. Mark Andrews has got the first down. First down, Ravens. First and goal, Ravens. Andrews is going to pick up the first down. First and goal, Ravens. So first and goal here. 8:23 left to go here in the third quarter. Lamar under center. You got to look to give it to Derrick Henry here on first and goal. They might try to go play action here again. There's a play fake. Lamar backpedaling, finding Kolar. Touchdown, Ravens. And they are utilizing They are utilizing their tight ends. Touchdown, Charlie Kolar. Once again, they catch him lacking. 11 plays, 68 yards. Touchdown, Ravens. Lamar Jackson again getting back in the rhythm of things. 3 touchdown passes here for him so far in this game. Ravens come out the locker room and execute the offense to, well, I'm not going to say perfection, but they execute the offense as well as you can. Because, I mean, it took Lamar utilizing his innate ability on third down to move the chains. But again, you're going to get games, you're going to get moments like that where you just need Lamar to be Lamar. And Lamar finds Kolar for the touchdown. Ravens, extra point away. The kick is up from Loop, and it is good. Ravens up 21-6 with 8:09 left to go. With 8:09 left to go in the quarter. The Ravens took off nearly 7 minutes on that drive, and it results in 6 points for the Ravens. Ravens up 21-6. No, please run a damn ball from now on. Legendary, again, it's not about running the ball. It's about how they're running the ball. Because right now, they're still trying to figure this out. Their offensive line isn't the best when it comes to blocking. And they're trying to figure this out here as in terms of how they're going to utilize Derrick Henry moving forward. Because like we talked about this too. When Derrick Henry's on the field, 8 times out of 10, they're running the ball. When Derrick Henry's not on the field, 8 times out of 10, they're passing the ball. Defenses are recognizing when Derrick Henry's on the field, they're going to give him the football. They're going to line up under center and give him the football. 8 times out of 10. The other 2 times out of 10, that's when they're running play action with Lamar. But they're going to give the ball to Derrick Henry 8 times out of 10 when they line up under center. And when he's out there, there's a good chance he's going to get the ball. So they're collapsing. They're collapsing. They're crowding the line of scrimmage. They're loading the box for Derrick Henry. They're getting him behind the line of scrimmage so he can't even go off. So that's where the problem comes in. They have got to figure things out in terms of moving Keaton. I'm surprised they put Keaton in the game. They're trying to get something going. Todd Monken has seen that they have to utilize Keaton, try to get him off the edge, utilize his speed. They've got to throw the different looks in the run game to try to put this pressure on because they're all locking in to Derrick Henry. This isn't the time for it. He just got back, and I'm pretty sure they don't want to have to take those type of chances. But you're not going to see a lot of zone reads with Lamar Jackson tonight. You may see that moving forward, but just not tonight. All right, Dolphins down 21-6. They have to come out here and put the pressure on the Ravens defense by responding. Well, I'm not going to say put the pressure on. Oh, that's not a good kick. Woo! I was scared. It looked like it could have potentially gone out of bounds, but it didn't. Flag on the play. Here we go. Someone held. Who did it? 9 times out of 10, it's on the receiving team. But let's see what happens this time around. There it is. Penalty on the receiving team. That's going to take them backwards. First down here for the Dolphins. Tua's going to get sacked on first down. Pocket collapse, and they got to Tua. Brent Urban making the play. Second down coming up here for the Dolphins. This might have been a 7-yard loss. Maybe a little bit more. We'll see. Second down coming up here for the Dolphins. If you had to guess what would be the next 6 plays the Ravens would execute, Um, First and 10, they're gonna try to run the ball with Derrick Henry. Either it's gonna be Lamar either under center, handing it to Derrick Henry to try to play bully ball, or they're gonna have Lamar in the shotgun with Derrick Henry next to him, and he's gonna run a zone run, try to get him to the outside or something. But it's gonna be a run with Derrick Henry. Second and 10. They're gonna look to try to throw the ball, maybe a check down here. They may run a wide receiver screen on second down. Second down, they're gonna hand the ball off here. And the Ravens defense stuffs the run right there. Third down coming up here for the Ravens. The third play, depending on how things go, if it's a third and long situation, it'll be a pass play. If it's a third and short situation, they might try to run the ball. They may get Keith Mitchell in and try to get him off the edge, or they may try to get it to Derrick Henry again, depending on how things go. If they were to pick up a first down, the fourth play, again, they may try play action at that point, see if you can take a shot down the field or take a shot in towards one of your tight ends who's been cooking today, either Andrews or Likely. And then the fifth play would be a run again with Derrick Henry just to try to get him going. Third and 17, Tua's going to have to check the ball down again. This is out incomplete. They're going to have to punt the football here. And then the last play, I would say pass. So I'm thinking run, pass, run, pass, or something like that. I don't know. Ravens defense comes out here and forces a 3 and out, and the Dolphins have to punt the football again. Not again. They have to punt the football for the first time this half. So Dolphins offense gets stumped. They go 3 and out. Flag on the play. What's the flag for this time? Mike McDaniel may actually get fired in midseason. I don't know if he's going to get fired. Bam dunked on Wemby. You know I got to see that. No. I need y'all to. Is it a straight up dunk, or is it one of those Wemby was trying to get back to make the block? And no, let me go see it. Where's Heat Nation? I know he's got the play. Where's the play? Let me take a look at this punt first. Get out the way. It'll be around midfield. Bam from the 3. Takes. Let's see where we are at halftime. What's the halftime score? The Heat. Okay, Spurs up 59-58 at halftime there. And actually, wait, no, that was okay. Not by the halftime. They're back up right now. Let me see what's happening right now because I was checking some highlights. Let me go to ESPN real quick. Let me check what's happening here. Ravens get the ball here on this drive. We'll see what happens. Let's see if Bam's moving things. The Spurs are up 78-72 right now. 2:22 left to go in the third. Taking a look at the score right now. Wiggins. Oh wait. Never mind. I was about to say I was looking at the wrong thing. Wiggins with 19, Bam with 19. That's who I was looking at. Khalil Ware is playing 19 minutes, doesn't have a single point. I was about to say, I thought they said Wiggins had no point. Khalil Ware. So 19 from Bam, 19 from Wiggins, 11 from Davion Mitchell, 5 from Larson, 12. I was like, Hawkins has 2. And then 12 from Simone. Okay, meanwhile, Wemby has 20 and 13. Vassell has 14. Castle has 18. They got a nice little big 3 there. Spurs right now are 4-0, and the Miami Heat for the life of me is 3-1. I cannot explain to you. All of a sudden, Terry Rozier gets arrested. The FBI is cracking down on this gambling stuff because players were involved in it, and all of a sudden, the Miami Heat remember how to play offense. What's the Wizards Thunder score? Let me take a look at this right now. Oh, this is over. Game over. 157 left. Thunder up 125-106. The Thunder are going to stay undefeated. They're going to go to 6-0. Wizards, they tried. Wizards going to go to 1-4, and Thunder are going to go to 6-0. Chris Middleton with 6 points, 12 from Keaton George. Sarr had 14. McCollum had 19. Oh, my goodness. This isn't much of anything here. 31 from SGA, 17 from Hartenstein, 12 from Wallace, 8 from Wiggins. There was no Chet. And they still won the game. You got 20 from Isaiah Joe off the bench. Huh? Wait a minute. You got 20 points from Isaiah Joe. And then AJ Mitchell off the bench they got 40 points from 2 players off the bench with no Chet Holmgren. They're still gonna win this game. The what's it called? The Wizards aren't a great team, but still. Meanwhile, the Orlando Magic, they beat the Charlotte Hornets. The Magic are 2-4. Didn't expect to see them start like that. Charlotte drops to 2-3. Let's see. 21 for Franz Wagner, 20 for Boncaro, 18 from Carter, 20 from Black. Lamar's going to hand it off to Derrick Henry on first down here. So Henry gets close to picking up a first down. He picks up 8. You get 16 from Bridges, 17. LaMelo had 17, 13, and 7. Nearly had a triple-double there. 19 points from Colin Sexton. I'm surprised the Hornets lost. But yeah, that's how it went. And then for the game that's really spicy right now, it's a 5-point game. Milwaukee's up 103-98 with, okay, they're up 106 now to 98. Milwaukee's up 106-98 with 5 minutes left to go in the game. 19 from Jimmy Butler, 22 from Kuminga, 21 from Curry. Meanwhile, there is no first down here for the Ravens, by the way. Nice run from Keaton Mitchell, first down Ravens. By the way, there is no Giannis. Giannis was out for the game, and they're still doing this. 10 from Kuzma, 14 from Turner, 13 from Trent Jr., 24 from Rollins, 10 from Prince, 12 from Portis, and 16 from Anthony. It's a team effort. Man, if you're the Warriors, you can't lose this game. If you're the Warriors, you can't lose this game. Heat gone cold on offense. We're not calling the Oklahoma City Thunder the Kansas City Thunder. We're not doing that. That is not the same situation. First down and 10 here for the Ravens. They're at Dolphins. They're at the Dolphins 48-yard line. Miami's going to use a timeout here. I'm not sure why they're going to use their first timeout of the second half, but they are using a timeout here. Okay, so, oh my God, dude, what the, dude? I spent 2 minutes. I spent 2 minutes talking about the scores. How did it go from 78-72 to 87-72? What the? Miami, bro. Oh my, this game is over, bro. Oh my God. Oh my God. How did this happen? Bro, it went from, okay, let's get back to this game. First down and 10 for the Ravens. Good job, Miami. First down for the Ravens. Lamar rolling. Looking downfield. He's got Zay Flowers. Zay Flowers breaks out of a tackle. Takes it inside the 10. Lamar finds Flowers down the field. They connect. First and goal, Ravens. 13-0 run by the Spurs. Of course. Zay Flowers. Lamar connects with Zay. They're trying to get the deep ball going. And there goes Flowers. He catches him and he gets past one defender. He was so close to breaking out of that and getting a touchdown. That was a great throw by Lamar. Him getting comfortable again. First down and goal here at the 9-yard line. Lamar taking this ball under center here. Making some changes here. Play fake. Lamar. Nothing's there. Fires. Touchdown. Rashad Bateman, but a flag on the play. We're going to find out what this is called. Is it going to stand or is this on the offense? Holding on the defense, decline, touchdown stands. Lamar finds Bateman in the end zone for his 4th touchdown of the game. And the Ravens are rolling right now. Dude, like I said, when you've got one of the Elite Four, you don't have to worry. I'm telling you right now, Lamar can miss time, come back, he gonna look like this. Do not be surprised. When Joe Burrow comes back, he gonna do the same thing. When you got a member of the Elite Four, a man like this, a quarterback like this, a leader like this, you gotta expect this. (28-6). 28-6. Lamar's back. I don't know what to tell you. I told you in the first half. First half, you work your way through. Second half, Lamar gets comfortable and starts doing things like this. 28-6. I mean, it's been a long time. We haven't felt this comfortable since the wild card round. But yet, no. I'll say we haven't felt. No. How do you guys feel about that Browns game? Did you feel that Browns game was comfortable? did you feel that Browns game was comfortable? I don't think that Browns game kind of opened up in the fourth quarter, but I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, we still got to play the fourth quarter. Obviously, we got to play the fourth quarter. I'm not saying the game is over. I'm saying Lamar is back. You misinterpreted me. You misinterpreted me, my guy. I said Lamar's back. I didn't say the Ravens back. I said Lamar's back. I know what he gonna do. We still watching that defense though. But I said Lamar's back. I did not say the Ravens back. Lamar's back. Let's see that defense respond in the fourth quarter. Let's see what that defense does in the fourth quarter. Lamar is back. I ain't saying nothing about the Ravens being back. Lamar is back. That's all I'm saying. But we're going to see what that defense does in the fourth quarter. But it's been a while since we just didn't have to worry about the offense, man. I ain't going to lie, bro. This is what you get, man. You get Lamar back, and all of a sudden things are just so much easier for you. Now, funny thing is, people said we were gonna get a Jackson 5. You might actually get a Jackson 5 tonight. I ain't gonna lie. You might get a Jackson 5. 28-6, Dolphins. They gotta do something at this point. Lamar's getting comfortable again. Lamar's getting comfortable. All right, 28-6. Too much time left on the clock. 4:15 left to go. Same. I'm happy. Not worrying about the offense, but the defense can fold. That's what we're worried about. Listen. All I said was Lamar Jackson is back. That's it. We still got to worry about this defense. I think the defense has to prove themselves. But here's the thing that stinks, dude. We already missed our chance to prove ourselves. Baltimore has 3 tests. They got 2, maybe 3 tests, depending on how you look at the Patriots. The Patriots, the Steelers, and the Packers. Those are their 3 tests. Every other team they're facing off against, they're not great teams. The Ravens should be able to eat. They should be able to eat and get themselves back in this. First down and 10 here for the Dolphins. They're down 28-6. They got to get something going here offensively. Tua, play fake. Tua fires. First down. Moving the chains. Got to keep things going forward. This is where the Dolphins got to get aggressive. You're down 28-6. You've got to get aggressive. First down and 10 here for the Dolphins. Got to keep moving the ball. They've got to get something going here. They're going to hand the ball off here. And Kyle Hamilton was right there. Missed the tackle, but you had Jones there to pick up the slack and at least slow him down a little bit. They're shutting them out on touchdowns, but the secondary, I don't know. The mid-defense suspects. Yeah, again, this defense has not proven anything, and they're not going to. Brandon, please don't start that nonsense. You have to do way more than beat up on the lowly Dolphins to prove that. The Ravens can't prove anything until they match up. Even the best they can prove is maybe against the Steelers or against the Patriots or against the Packers. But again, they missed out on their chance to prove something. The best they can do is try to get back into this race for the AFC North, get to the playoffs, and wherever the cards fall, the cards fall. Second down and 9 here. Tua takes a snap, looking towards his left. He's going to fire to absolutely nobody. I don't know where that ball was going. Incomplete, fell in the dirt. Third down and 9 here for the Dolphins. How's Wemby doing? Wemby and the Spurs are thoroughly putting their foot down They're putting their foot on the necks of my Miami Heat. Let's just leave it like that. I came and looked at the score. It was 72-78. They were up by 6. I move away from 2 minutes to talk about the other NBA games, and it went from 78-72 to 87-72. Right now, it's 87-77, 10 minutes left to go. Miami's got work to do. That's all I got to say. But Wemby's doing his thing so far. Wemby's got 20 points in this game. I think he's got 13 rebounds as well. So he's doing his thing. 3rd down and 9, and they got to call another timeout. What are the Dolphins doing right now? 2 timeouts utilized. There's still a 4th quarter that has to be played. Why are they using their timeouts here? What's the timeout for? You're at home. There's no... What are they doing? The 2 toughest game on the Ravens schedule is the Patriots and Steelers. They're going to play those games back. The Patriots and the Packers, they play those games back to back. In fact, week 16, 17, their last 5 games are... Look, okay, from week 13 to week 18. Bengals, Steelers, Bengals, Patriots, Packers, Steelers. They play 4 divisional games towards the end of the year. Baltimore's very lucky they didn't play divisional rivals to start the season. But the way they got banged up, they're lucky things worked out that way. So they can rattle up some of these wins, get themselves back into this, and then work their way through. 3rd down and 9. Tua across the middle. It's dropped. All right, these guys want to go home. Lamar is throwing touchdowns like he has some catching up to do. Well, yeah. I mean, he was leading the league in touchdowns before he went out in week 4. I think, who's leading the league in touchdowns? Like, who's like leading the league in touchdowns this year? It's Mahomes, right? Mahomes is... Okay, let me see. NFL touchdown leaders. Let's see here. Matthew Stafford and Patrick Mahomes are tied with 17 touchdown passes. So they're tied with 17 touchdown passes. Lamar trying to work his way back into that, but Lamar got 14 now because he's thrown 4 today. So that's gonna bump if he gets, let me see, that's gonna bump Lamar from like 18th to 11th. And if he gets another touchdown pass today, he's gonna be tied for 10th place. He's gonna be tied for 6th place, with Goff, Hurts, Tua, who also has 15. He has not thrown 1 today. Bo Nix and Drake May that all have 15. Jalen Hurts is also playing like an MVP this year, so just keep that in mind. He's got 15 touchdowns to 1 interception. Honestly, not a lot of quarterbacks are really throwing picks this up too. Wow! And surprisingly, Herbert too. The way the game's going, I think Steve Ross has had it now with Mike McDaniel. We'll see. This could be the end of the road for both of them. I'm not going to lie. Jackson 5 3/4 would be nasty work. You might get a Jackson 5, and then you just rest Lamar after that. Let's see. Stafford is playing at a high level. Stafford's got 17 touchdowns and 2 interceptions. Mahomes got 17 touchdowns to 4. Aaron Rodgers has 16 touchdowns to 5. Dak's got 16 to 5. Herbert's got 16 to 7. Goff's got 15 to 3. He's playing well. Justin Jesus. Jalen Hurts got to be in the MVP conversation because they're what, 6-1. Jalen Hurts got 15 touchdowns to 1 interception. He's doing his thing. Tua's got 15 touchdowns to 10 picks. Bo's got 15 touchdowns to 5. Drake May's got 15 touchdowns to 3. Baker Mayfield's got 13 touchdowns to 2. Daniel Jones got 13 touchdowns to 3. Jordan Love's got 13 touchdowns to 2. Sam Darnold's got 12 touchdowns to 4. Josh Allen's got 12 touchdowns to 4. CJ Stroud's got 11 to 5. Bryce has got 11 to 5, and then you get to Lamar, who's at 10 to 1. But with these 4 touchdowns, he'll be at 14 to 1. Also, damn, Lamar's got like the best passer rating out of everybody by far. But passer rating don't mean a lot here. Damn. Tua's got the worst passer rating out of everybody. But honestly, dude, quarterback's been balling out this year. Matthew Stafford's at 109. Patrick Mahomes 103. Aaron Rodgers still playing well. He's at 104. Dak's at 101. Herbert, 97. Goff's at 116. Give that man his credit. Jalen Hurts 114. Give him his flowers. 118 for May. He's been balling out. I like Drake May. Jackson 5 incoming. I'm calling it. We'll see. We'll see. Do you think Lamar will throw for 4,000 yards this year? No. He missed 3 games. I don't think he's throwing for 4K this year. He's missing 3 games. He'll get 30 plus touchdowns. Oh, he'll get 30 plus touchdowns. Lamar is second all time in terms of most touchdown passes in the first 5 games against an opponent. He just passed Aaron Rodgers, who had 17 against the Texans, and then George Blanca against the Was that against the Dolphins or the Titans? Anyway, first down and 10 here for the Ravens. They're just going to hand that to Derrick Henry, and Derrick Henry finally gets a look. Here goes Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry down the sideline. Derrick Henry up to midfield. Finally, you get a good throw. But shout out to you, Nargo, with the $2 donation. I appreciate it, brother. But yeah, we might get a Jackson 5 here. We got 2 minutes left in the third quarter. This could potentially be the final drive. You see Lamar Jackson, and then you just sit him afterwards and bring in Huntley, because you don't need to put him at risk. But Derrick Henry cuts it to the outside, and that's the first Derrick Henry run we've seen tonight. That felt like Derrick Henry. First and 10 at midfield. This time you give it to Keaton Mitchell. Oof. Got him right up here. Drake May has taken... No, Charles. No, he has not. Please stop saying that. You guys need to stop saying that. You need to stop doing this every year. Please stop doing this. Please stop doing this. No, Drake May has not taken that place. Stop doing this. Y'all do this every year. You did this last year with Jaden Daniels. You did this the year before with CJ Stroud. Stop trying to crown somebody based off of 1 year. The Elite Four had been doing this for multiple years. Please stop crowning Drake May. He's having his breakout year now. Do not give him the title without a full season of work. Please stop. Please stop. Y'all do this all the damn time. You did this last year with Jaden. You did this the year before with Stroud. Do not keep doing this. Third down coming up here. They ran it on second down up the middle. Third down coming up here. Dolphins would at least like to, I don't know, make a stop here. Third down and 7. Depending on how things go, they honestly could go for it on fourth down too. You're up 28-6. But I would recommend not doing that. The Ravens have blown too many leads. In fact, they blew a lead to the Dolphins in the past. I would not give them any ammunition to get back in this. You don't pick up this third down. You just punt the ball. You just trust your defense. You don't need to do much here. Anyway, third down and 7. Let's see if you can get something going here to keep the drive alive. Lamar takes a snap. Lamar deep drop back. Lamar's going deep. He was going for D-Hop. They could not connect. Incomplete pass there. That was good coverage. I'll just punt the football here. I'm not going for it on fourth down. We don't need to be cocky. But yeah, Lamar was going for it all right there, trying to get D-Hop a look, but there was just nothing there. In all honesty, if the Dolphins score, sure, you bring back Lamar back out there just in case. But I don't know. The one part about it is, because of how the Ravens have blown leads in the past, I don't know what they do here. Do you keep your foot on their neck and continue to attack? Or do you sit back and say, they can't get complacent. The Ravens have blown too many leads by being complacent. They got to keep playing. At this point, you'll get the same generic people talk about Lamar Jackson stat padding. At this point, Lamar going to have to be a stat pattern because we cannot sit our guys. Can't do it. Cannot do it. Lamar is 17 of 22 for let me go look at Lamar's numbers. Lamar Jackson is 17 of 22, 184 passing yards, 4 touchdowns, no picks, and a passer rating of 140. Tua is whatever you want to say Tua is. Let's leave it like that. They're getting conservative already. They took a shot right there. I don't know. Oh, Gilman missed the tackle. Gilman missed the tackle, and so it begins. Let's go to the fourth. Like I said, if Tua and the offense score a touchdown here, Lamar and the offense are forced to go out there. First down and 10. Gilman missed the tackle, and they took it up to the 30. So that's going to be the end of the third quarter. 3 quarters down, 1 quarter left to go. Ravens up 28-6. Let's see how this is going to wrap up here on Thursday Night Football. That's why I couldn't. Man, what are you talking about this? Hold on. Oh, God. Let me go get a paper towel. What do you mean liquid? Come on. All right. Let's try this again. Oh, God dang it. All right, man. This is going to have to... I might have to put this in front of a fan or something. At this point, you got to do what you got to do. Even if it's that... You got to do it... At this point, you got to do what you got to do to win, even if it's stat padding. I hope to God Lamar stat pads this year because, again, we need a stat pad. We cannot afford to blow any games. If Lamar got to be stat padding in the fourth quarter up 20+, I'll take it. Ravens trying to work their way back into this. You got too much on the line. I hope the Bills lose because I want the Patriots to win the division. That's never, ever, I've never said that in my life until now, that I want the Patriots to win their division. First down and 10 here for the Dolphins. Dolphins lose tonight. Their season's over. They know that. 2-7 and the season's over. Tua, across the middle. Checks it down. Second down coming up here. Dude, what do you mean there's liquid? Where? Hold on. Let me see. Is it you? Liquid here? Play for pride. There's somebody in a freaking weird baby mask that is holding up a sign that says play for pride. It's not a good thing. Second down and 4, because they're not playing for that right now. Tua takes a snap, throws it to an open receiver, and they pick up the first down. Tua launches it. That's a hell of a catch by Achane. Well, if there's anything you can look at, Achane's doing well today. I get it. Can't even charge my phone at this point. They ran that slot fade. Tua's trying his best to try to get them back in this. There's still plenty of time, and that's why I say you can't even rest Lamar if you wanted to. First and 10 here. Harbaugh, what are you doing? Oh, for God's sakes, Harbaugh. Get out of your own way. Harbaugh's doing this again. Oh, Harbaugh's doing it again. Now it feels like we're officially back, huh? They're not overturning that. Why even do that? Here it goes, the same old crap. Oh, Harbaugh, ooh, let me just challenge that for no... He doesn't learn. He gets Lamar back and goes back to the same thing. What is wrong with this dude? This is always how it starts, man. Harbaugh making stupid challenges. He loses the challenge. The opponent, not the Dolphins. In this case, it is the Dolphins. But Harbaugh makes these dumb challenges when it's clear that it's not going to be reversed. Then that same team on that drive proceeds to score a touchdown. Offense gets complacent for absolutely no reason. They get shut down. Comeback happens. I mean, we've been doing this for years now. It always starts with something. A missed tackle, or a turnover here, a touchdown given up. It's always something, bro. You can never just sit back and be like, you know what, let's just play a game of complete football. You rarely get those anymore in the Lamar Jackson era. It's always some sort of crazy panic. Lamar does his job, and then here comes the nonsense. And it's like, bro, how long you gonna keep doing this, okay? How long you gonna keep watching Lamar ball out, and then you want to do some dumb... All right, bro, I don't know. What is this? You keep saying... Oh, man, I didn't play this. Oof. I should have played this. You know, I don't care. I'm not gonna do it. Can you imagine the Dolphins get eliminated from playoff contention by the Jets? That would be hilarious. It could happen. It could very well happen. Fell asleep. What I miss? The Ravens are up 28-6, and the Dolphins are marching right now, trying to score and make this 28-13. Or maybe they go for 2 and make it 28-14. Who knows? But yeah, Ravens up 28-6. That's what you missed. I don't even know why Harbaugh's challenging that. There's no reason to challenge it. He does this all the time. Now it really feels like we're back. Now it feels like the good old days, huh? Now the Ravens feel like the Ravens again. Harbaugh challenging these plays for absolutely no reason? Why not? He actually won? Dog, no way he won that challenge. I am shocked. I cannot believe that worked. I cannot believe that worked. I'm surprised we won a challenge. Winning a challenge with Harbaugh is the same as winning a challenge with Tomlin. When you see it, you just look shocked. You just look in shock because you don't expect to see that happen often. Third down coming up here for the Dolphins. At this point, it's 4-down territory. You're down 22 points. Third down coming up here for the Dolphins. 13:40 left to go in the game. Ravens offense is going to have to try to go do something out there because it looks like they're going to give up a touchdown. Even with the challenge, you won the challenge, and now you got to see this defense do something. This is the largest deficit at home since week 2 of 2021 where they lost 35-0 against the Bills. That's embarrassing. Tua picks. Oh my God, Roquan, where are your hands? Roquan, where are your hands? Roquan, where are your hands? You have it right there. Roquan, where are your hands? Oh my God. I swear, Roquan used to have hands when he first came to this team. Now he lost those hands like a year ago, and he is yet to recover it. You remember when Roquan picked off Tua with one arm? He had like a one-armed interception off of Tua in 2023. Fourth down here, pressure's coming. Is that a catch? That's a catch. Now they got to take a look at this. I think he caught it. I don't think the ball ever touched the ground. Yeah, how did he hold on? Marlon got an arm there too. That's a hell of a play by him to just be able to hold on to the ball there. First down and 10. Way to not get the easy pick there, Roquan. That's catches made. That's a pickup. That's a pickup about 8 by Waddle. Second down coming up here for the Dolphins. Dude, it was a slant. Marlon played it well. The defender's never gonna just beat a guy off a slant consistently. You're never gonna consistently get that. Marlon played it well. It's just, and he got his arm in there too. It's just the receiver made a hell of a catch. So I can't say Marlon got beat. He was right there with them and got an arm in there. It's just the guy made an incredible catch. Even with Marlon getting an arm in there to try to knock the ball out, he still held on as he's twisting and turning. Third down and 2 here for the Ravens. 12:24 left to go in this game. Flag on the play for what? Intentional grounding on Tua. Wow. Was he out of the tackle box? He's not out of the tackle box. That's definitely up. He's not out of the tackle box, so it will be intentional grounding. Yeah. He didn't get out the tackle box there. That makes it third down and 10? Third down and 12, excuse me. But you at least got to hope the defense can make a stop. I don't know. I'd watch for Waddle if I were you, but you know, that's just me. I'd watch for Waddle. Tua's gonna get sacked. Oh, he got out of a tackle, and Tua's just gonna slide. Fourth down here, you keep yourself alive, you try again. I'm surprised Tua could not launch that. And you're getting more boos from the Dolphins fans at that stadium. Those poor fans that have to watch this. I mean, if you're a Ravens fan, you're having the time of your life because you feel like your team is back. But if you're a Dolphins fan, you're looking at this at the end. This is the end of the season. This could be the end of the Mike McDaniel era in Miami. This could be end of Tua in Miami. A lot. Going out like this is the worst way. If they lose a close game against Baltimore, fine. But getting blown out at home, 4 down here, Tua's just got to throw it up. And there's a wide open receiver. Oh my God, dude. Waddle is doing everything to keep this team in this, and they're still down 28-6. How much do you got to see from Jalen Waddle trying to keep this team up? Tua over the middle, nearly gets picked off. But now there's a flag. They're going to call pass interference on Wiggins. Oh, this really feels like last year's defense, huh? Man, they really are the same. Because like they just slowly giving up points, and then all of a sudden they make a stop, and then there's a flag. This reminds me of the defense of last year. So this actually, again, this is why Lamar and the offense can never just sit back and rest. They score a touchdown. They can make this they score a touchdown, get a 2-point conversion. All of a sudden, the game gets close. So the defense is still problematic. Yeah, that's clear pass interference. He is wrapped up. That's clear PI by Wiggins. First down and 10. Ravens defense have made 15 million mistakes. Could have been got off the field if Roquan would have got that pick. Also could have made stops on 4th down. They did not do that. Oh, he fumbled the ball. He fumbled the ball. Oh, my God. Washington fumbled the ball. Oh, my God. That just ended the game. They got to take a look at this one, but that just ended the game. Teddy Buchanan just knocked that ball out. Oh, that's a fumble. Well, Buchanan made the tackle. I think who knocked it out? Was it Humphrey? It was Marlon Humphrey. We actually got to see him punch the ball out for the first time in who knows how long. And the Ravens defense actually makes a stop. Oh my God. Get them pink slips ready, Dolphins. Oh boy. Yeah, this could be the end of the Tua era. This could be the end of the Mike McDaniel era. This could be the end of everything, man. Who would have thought Buchanan would be our best draft pick? Mike McDaniel quit. I don't think he quit. The man's fighting for his life. But these guys are going out there and doing what they're doing, bro. What is he supposed to do? I don't know what he's supposed to do, big dog. He's trying to do whatever he can. He's trying to coach this team, but I mean, Tua. Look at some of the throws Tua's made, bro. Look at some of the throws Tua's made. Defense bending like crazy, but at least they're not breaking. Honestly, you'll take it. As long as they don't break, you'll take it. Great. Let's take a look at this. I don't even want to see how this is going. Oh boy, here we go. Let's take a look at these NBA scores. Oh, Miami got back. What? Game's over. Game's over. Game's over. Game's over. 14.6 seconds left. Spurs up 106-101. They got it. At least we fought back. We fought back and got in the game, but I mean, it's not going to be enough. It's not going to be enough. It's not going to be enough. And again, rebounding is going to kill us in this game. Bam. Bam. 31-10. 31-10 from Bam. 24 points from Wiggins. 18 from Simone. 11 from Davion Mitchell. You did what you could. Meanwhile, Wemby's got 26 and 18 and 6 assists. 21 from Steven Castle, 17 from Vassell. The Miami Heat have 41 rebounds, and they got out-rebounded by the Spurs. Not even surprised there. Also, let me see. Who has more turnovers in this game? Miami turned the ball over 14 times, and yeah. So the Miami Heat have more turnovers in this game, and they have less rebounds. So that makes sense as to why you're going to lose a close game like this. Anywho, here goes Derrick Henry again. Another first down. And Derrick Henry is just picking up the yards. Spo kept. He did it again? He did it again. Oh my God, bro. Listen, where. I know he's not scoring, but you need the rebounding. Where kept him on the bench again? Oh my God. I knew he was going to do this again, bro. You're going to keep getting out rebounded as long as you keep choosing to not have Ware out there. He's your only 7-footer. He has to be out there for rebounding purposes, especially when you're down in these moments. But it's not my choice. It's not my decision. Spoelstra's going to do what he wants to do. First down and 10 here, and the Ravens are just going to be looking to run the ball here. I'm going to hand that right back to you, Mr. Derrick Henry. Going to pick up 2. Second down here for the Ravens. Almost time for Huntley. Well, yeah, get one more drive, kill the clock, make sure the Dolphins can't do anything, and then you can bring in Huntley. Derrick Henry's got 96 rushing yards here, so that's good. Second and 8. Fake the toss. Lamar gets past 2 defenders. And Lamar's going to pick up a few yards here because they read that perfectly. They saw it was going to be a fake. And even if it wasn't going to be fake, they were ready for the run. So Lamar just had to get past 2 defenders and go pick up the extra yards for the third down. Third down and 5 here. Ravens trying to pick this up so they can kind of kill the clock and go home. Lamar takes the snap. Lamar steps up. Lamar's going to get tackled. They got him on the sack there. All right, so that's going to be the end of that. You good? You good, on? Cool. Trying to kill as much time here. Don't want to do too much here, but you're trying to kill as much time as possible. At 2-7, the Dolphins are cooked, most likely. Let's rest up for the Vikings. Baltimore's going to get a mini bye week. Again, this is a perfect scenario for Baltimore. You got the bye week at the perfect time. You got your guys healthy. You win here. You won on Sunday to make it 2-5. You win here tonight to make it 3-5. You get a mini bye week because you don't have to play for 10 days. And then you get to go to Minnesota to take on the Vikings. So we'll see how that ultimately goes. Honestly, Lamar's day should be done. Okay? Lamar's day should ultimately be done. It's 8 minutes left in the game. At this point, I'm bringing Tyler Huntley back. Yeah, this is a toughie, man. This is a toughie. Fine with that sack. Bleed the clock. Lamar got sacked right there. Yep. Lamar not 1%. I think you mean 100%. He's fine. Lamar's fine. Some of the plays he made today looked like Lamar. He's fine. But he's just getting back. He's 100%. Some of the moves he made in this game, he wouldn't be able to make if he wasn't 100%. He'd lose by 6. It is what it is. But yeah, some of the moves Lamar made in this game, he wouldn't have been able to do it if he wasn't 100%. He's back, but again, you got to get yourself back in that football shape. And the only way you get yourself back in that football shape, but not even football shape, but that football energy is by playing the game. It's his first game back. I don't expect Lamar Jackson to be doing the craziest things his first game back. But he is back now. And you've seen from the performance today, he looks back. So since it's 8 minutes left to go in the game, I don't see a reason why you bring Lamar Jackson back. If your defense makes another stop, bring out Tyler Huntley and call it a night. Lamar did what he needed to do. Looks like Lamar again, and you just go from there. Great win. Thanks to this win, I don't have to do a therapy session today. I could probably save that therapy session for like maybe Saturday or something like that. But or I could save it for next week because we don't play all the way until next Sunday. I might be able to actually extend that therapy session until Tuesday next week. I thought we were gonna actually do something quickly here, but it might just be better, especially because I want to see what happens now. Now that we have that 10 days off, we get to watch what happens on Sunday. So I want to see what's gonna happen with the Steelers and the Bengals games. If the Steelers lose, they'll be 4-4. If the Bengals lose, they'll be 3-6. We have not played Cincinnati or Pittsburgh yet, so those games do matter. So we'll have to watch how that's going to go. Miami sports is going to have a bad night in football and basketball. And at the end of the day, you lost to the Spurs and Wemby. It wasn't the worst case scenario. At least the Heat fought. The Dolphins, I don't know what they've been doing tonight. That's kind of where you look at and say, yeah, the Dolphins, not much there. But yeah, that should be it for Lamar tonight. Don't need to do anything crazy. Lamar, his night should be over. You don't do anything crazy past that. He's completed 72% of his passes, has 18 touchdowns and 1 interception, and a passer rating of 142 against the Dolphins. Lamar loves playing the Dolphins, bro. He cooks that team every single time. Tua standing in the pocket, fires it in. It is caught, but the tackle's made right there. At the end of the day, it's about killing the clock and calling it a day. With it being under 8 minutes left to go, you could say you at least somewhat feel comfortable that the Dolphins are not going to be able to pull off this comeback. But you never know. You never know. Tua fires it in. It's caught by Washington. First down, Dolphins. First down and 10 here. Tua takes a snap, fires across the middle, and the ball gets knocked out of the receiver's hands, incomplete. All right. Tua's going deep. That's a pick. But Malachi Starks gets his first career interception. So last week we got what's his name? Last week we wait, flag on the play. Flag on the play. What's the flag for? What's the flag for? What's the flag for? It don't matter. So interception's gonna stand. So last week, Mike Green got his first ever sack. This week, Malachi Starks gets his first career interception. That's good. And then Tua threw the pick. Yeah, Tua threw the pick. Yeah, defense loves to celebrate. Yeah, there's a block on Hamilton, that blindside block. It don't matter. You get the interception here. Um, bring out Huntley and call it a night. Bring out Huntley and call it a night. We don't need to keep Lamar in at this point. Yeah, the world we live in today is where the air is soft and you can't even play physical football. Lamar is still in, surprisingly. I'm surprised. I guess they just want to finish this off here. I'm surprised Lamar is still in. Derrick Henry's still in, which is really funny. Are you impressed by this win? Is against I'm not impressed by this win. I'm happy Lamar's back. We know what the offense is capable of when Lamar's back. We know what Lamar's capable of. I'm happy Lamar's back, and I'm happy the defense doesn't look like complete trash. But like I said, we're going up against bad teams moving forward. You only got 3 teams that you can look at that are at least competent or good. The Patriots, the Steelers, and the Packers. Those are the only 3 games you can get a gauge as to what this team's going to do. The Ravens already missed out on their opportunity to prove themselves by losing those games early on in the season and then suffering those injuries. All the Ravens can do at this point is stay healthy, win these games, get back into the season, make sure make sure they can make sure they can make the playoffs, and then once you get to the postseason, you play the odds. But I'm not gonna sit here and pretend that I'm a believer of this defense against Kansas City. No. A lot of throws that Tua missed, Mahomes is not missing those throws. Like Tua was throwing behind his receivers, Tua was dirting some of these passes. Dude, I'm not even joking right now. Some of these throws by Tua have not been good. Mahomes hitting those guys in stride every time. Mahomes is not missing his receivers. Mahomes is not just going to chuck it up there and get picked off. At least not consistently. It's just not how it's going to go. Lamar play action to Kolar, first down. They're still throwing the ball here, I guess, at this point. Might as well. Yeah, Buddy already killed those passing narratives years ago. I mean, he's going into the Hall of Fame for a reason. And there goes Derrick Henry for the first down. Ravens at this point, they're keeping their offense in. I don't think the Ravens are going to look to take their offense out this year. For the rest of the year, they're just going to keep their offense and keep their foot on the gas pedal. They cannot afford to make any kinds of mistakes, and they cannot afford to give any opportunity to anybody. Keep this going, run the clock, keep your starters in, and call it a night. I would love if we would take our starters out here, but the Ravens have made so many mistakes in these moments that at this point, we talked about it as fans. We said keep your foot on the gas pedal and make sure the game is done. Don't even give them a chance. And the Ravens said, you know what? I guess that's what we got to do. So I'm assuming moving forward, what they're doing tonight is going to continue to happen. Meanwhile, Derrick Henry is just going to stack up on these yards. I don't see why you don't keep handing him the ball. I don't need to hear John Harbaugh all these years, yada, yada, yada. 2020 order of quarterbacks: Hurts, Burrow, Love, Herbert, Tua. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, again, I don't know how you look at it. I think Eagles fans can really make that argument that Hurts is better than Burrow, but that's a different conversation for a different day. But yeah, you really that class is really talented. I'm pushing for Baker Mayfield to win MVP. We don't have a champion yet. I don't think Allen or Lamar is gonna get it this year. So Baker, get that MVP real quick. I need that MVP, Baker. Baker, let's get that MVP. Let's have 3 MVP players from the 2018 draft, because right now we're competing with the 2020 draft. None of those guys have won an MVP, but Burrow's been to the Super Bowl. Hurts has been to 2, and he just won his first title. We got to get something to kind of match that. We got Lamar and Allen that now have won MVPs. So if you get Baker to win MVP, it kind of pushes your way. Herbert, he ain't won any MVP yet. He ain't even won a playoff game yet. Andrews is going to pick up the first down. And that should end the game here, because you're going to go to the 2-minute warning. And that right there should ultimately end the game. And at that point, you essentially just run the clock out and call the night. That should end the night. That should end the game. And you just go from there. 2-minute warning here. So, pretty much taking a look at this, because I'm pretty sure this is it for it. Lamar Jackson, 18 of 23, 204 yards passing, 4 touchdowns, no interception, passer rating of 143. Tua, 25 of 40, 261 pass yards, no touchdowns and interception, passer rating of 70. Derrick Henry with 119 rushing yards on 19 carries. Devon Achane, 67 rushing yards on 14 carries. Zay Flowers leading all receivers with 64 receiving yards. Likely at 60, Kolar 23, Andrews 22, Bateman 13, Hill 13, yada yada. Waddle at 82, and then he just kind of fizzles out from there. Time to find a coaching quarterback tonight. You're not finding a coaching quarterback tonight. They're not firing them tonight. But they have 10 days to try to figure out what they're going to do. Do you play the season out at this point? Knowing the season is done at 2-7, if you're the Dolphins, do you just play this season out and say at the end of the year we're going to fire Mike McDaniel and then go get a new quarterback? Do you play the rest of this year out? What do you do here if you're the Dolphins? I'm very interested. I'm very interested in what they're going to choose to do here. They get Keaton Mitchell in. They give him a toss. Keaton Mitchell going to stay in bounds here. Keep that clock running. Hire Adam Gase. That's not going to fix anything. They got to go. I don't know what they got to go look to do, but they got to go get something, bro. Bad starts to making the playoffs. The 1970 Bengals, 2015 Chiefs, 2018 Colts, and 2020 Washington football team. They all started 1-5 and made it there. The 1-6 starts, the 1970 Bengals. They made it to the playoffs. Baltimore's schedule favors them. If they stay healthy and run the table, they can get it. All right, Lamar's going to take a couple knees, and we can call it a night. 28-6 is a good win for the Ravens. Your defense forced 2 turnovers. Your defense forced 3 turnovers. 3 turnovers created by your defense, and 4 touchdown passes from Lamar. I mean, you couldn't have asked for a better performance from the Ravens. You at least work your way back in. At 3-5, you got 10 days now. You work your way back in. Lamar takes one last knee, and that's going to end the game. The Baltimore Ravens have won back-to-back games. They are now 3-5 on the season. They have 10 days off before they will take on the Minnesota Vikings at Minnesota. Lamar Jackson is back, and in his first start back, he throws 4 touchdown passes. The Ravens defense holds the Dolphins offense to 6 points and create 3 turnovers. Ravens get what they need right here, and the schedule against favors them. There's a big reason why, no matter how bad things looked for the Ravens, the Vegas and all the odds makers still gave the Ravens a great chance to win the division, still felt they were going to win the division. Bengals wild card team. No. That's not, dude. No, the Bengals aren't going to be a wild card team. Nicholas, I'm gonna keep it a bean here. I don't think there's going to be a wild card team coming out of the AFC North. Go take a look at the AFC West. They got 3 teams that are all fighting for that division, and all could be playoff teams with the Chargers, the Broncos, and the Chiefs. Again, unless you're gonna assume they're gonna collapse, the AFC West is gonna get 2 playoff teams. I'm sorry, the AFC West is gonna get 3 playoff teams, 2 wild card teams, which leads you to that last wild card spot. You take a look at the AFC East with the Patriots and Bills who are fighting for the division. Where is the room for anybody in the AFC North to get a wild card spot? And listen, who knows? Maybe the Patriots fall off the cliff and the Bills take the division. Maybe the Broncos and the Chargers fall off the cliff. I don't know. But I don't see a path where anybody, this isn't just the Bengals thing. I think in order for the Ravens to make the playoffs this year, they have to win the AFC North. I don't think we have any room for a wild card spot. The AFC West is going to take 2 wild card spots, and then the AFC East is going to take that last wild card spot. Now, who knows? We still have to play the Patriots. If push comes to shove and somehow we don't win the division, that matchup against the Patriots could be the difference between us being in the playoffs and them being in the playoffs. But right now, the 3 wild card spots are in the AFC East and the AFC West. We have to win the division to make the playoffs. So the Ravens have to win their matchups, win the division, and make the playoffs. They're not going to be able to make the playoffs via wild card. Nobody in the AFC North is going to. Unless these other teams fall off a cliff in the AFC West and the AFC East. Because they have the wild card spots right now. But we'll see how things go. We will see how things go. Anyway, guys, I am going to call it a night here. I might make my recap now, so that's a big part of why I got to end this here. But it's been fun. It's been great. It's been spectacular. I'm glad to see the Ravens are back in the winning column. That's good for the Ravens to be back in the winning column. It's great. It's great to have them back in the winning column. Um, they got 10 days off, thank God. If you believe there's any hiccups from this team, anyone's dealing with any minor injuries or any scratch ups, they got 10 days to rest. The Ravens came off of a bye week, won 2 games in 4 days, and they get another mini bye week. They don't play the Vikings until next Sunday, so they got 10 days off. 10 days off. If you feel Lamar still needs a little bit more time, they got 10 days to give him the rest. I think Lamar's fine. He wouldn't have come out there and played if he wasn't fine, and he looked fine tonight. So Ravens get the win. They go to 3-5. They got a lot of work to do to get themselves back in. But guys, Sunday, we are locked in. Patriots, Colts, Bengals, Bears. If the Colts and Bears come through, Baltimore is going to be 1 game behind the Pittsburgh Steelers for the AFC North. So we're going to see how things go. Baltimore's now 3-5. They're right there. They're right there. And we have yet to play the Bengals and the Steelers. So we got to play those 2 teams to determine how our season's going to go. We got a lot of work to do. But the season is not over. The season is not dead. The Ravens are alive. And if with Lamar Jackson play the way he's playing, if he's back and the team's back and the defense can play well against these inferior football teams, we can get back to the playoffs. A lot of work to be done. But at least we got it done tonight. 2 wins in 4 days. Shout out to Tyler Huntley for getting the job done on Sunday. And then Lamar Jackson handles the job here, gets it done on Thursday Night Football, and the Ravens get the win. With that being said, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. I have to go recap this game. So I will see you guys later. Be sure to stay safe and peace out.